Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Those Were the Days. Now, I'm going to start us off. I'm going to try and keep this really quick for you guys because I do know this episode fairly well. Some of them I remember, some of them I don't. Watched the entire 9 seasons of All in the Family, so there's a lot to remember and a lot to forget. This is one of the ones that I do remember just because I took a little sneak peek at what was going on and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this one. Okay, so very interesting episode, so stick around. And just so you guys know, I do not make any money from the adverts as of yet until I hit the 1,000 subscriber thing. So if you guys want to help me out with that and get this channel monetized, hit the little subscribe button. So without any further ado, this episode should be really interesting. So let's jump into it. Here we go.
Those were the days.
Okay, that's not Gloria.
Well, I gotta say it for you, Edith. You done it again. That there one was a two-notcher.
Pretty good then.
Linda, would you like another piece of pie?
Linda.
Save it for Gloria. She's the one that's working overtime.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, the meathead's working overtime too. Look at him with his knife and fork. We just like to eat. So does a tapeworm, but we don't need one of them in the house neither.
Oh, ouch.
It was delicious, Aunt Edith, but I've already gained 4 pounds since I've been here.
Oh, she's related to Edith. Okay.
I have to watch my weight. The airline is very strict about that.
Oh, and she's a flight attendant too.
You know, I've never seen a fat stewardess.
Fat dames are flying on Pollock plane.
Oh, wow.
Archie, that's a cheap joke.
Yeah, kinda.
Rated one of the finest airlines in the world, all right?
Okay.
I'll buy you a ticket any place, one way.
Great dinner, but I couldn't eat another bite.
Right. For the first time.
Can't eat another bite?
Right.
1 minute of silence.
Right. His appetite is dead.
The meathead's stomach just died.
Right? Wow. Okay. In some countries, that's a compliment.
Archie, we have company.
Right.
Linda ain't company, she's family.
Yeah, true.
Coffee, huh?
Oh, let me do that, Aunt Edith. I need the practice.
Right. She's going to be a flight attendant, so.
Now pretend that you're a gentleman flying first class.
That's gonna take a lot of pretending.
Right.
Why don't you let me call up your father and ask him if you can stay with us a couple extra days?
Okay.
And what's your hurry? Ain't you having fun with us here?
But I'm scheduled to fly out of Baltimore tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Think of poor Mike. Because of me, he's been sleeping on that couch for 2 weeks now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, down here on the couch he's getting some sleep.
Oh, okay.
Don't you sleep good upstairs?
Right.
Forget it, huh?
Yeah, just forget it.
You don't have that trouble. You drop right off.
Right.
If you're up in this neck of the woods, you're always welcome to stay here with us.
Okay, that's nice of him.
You tell your father he ought to come up for a visit too. You know, he always was hanging around me, wanted to be just like me.
Okay.
And Baltimore ain't that far from New York.
True.
Then how come we don't visit there?
Right.
New York ain't that far from Baltimore.
I mean, you have a point.
That's different, Edith. People from New York don't go to Baltimore.
Why not?
The youngest brother, it's only right that he come and visit me.
Okay. Now, this is one of the very rare times that we talk about Archie's brother. He does pop up in a few more episodes, I do believe, but very rare.
Ain't it strange? Archie looks just like his brother.
Okay.
But Linda don't look like either one of them.
Right.
I look like my brother, Harry.
Okay.
Harry didn't look like me. He looked like my sister, Gertrude.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not working this out either.
Wait a second. If you looked like Harry,
Right.
and Harry looked like Gertrude,
Right.
then the three of you kids looked alike.
Sure.
Only when we was together.
Right. Wow.
Would you like a piece of pie, Gloria?
She's getting a piece of something.
Maybe later.
Right.
I'll get it. You're busy.
Right.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Bunker.
Hi, Lionel. Come in.
Hey, Lionel's here.
You look nice. Are you going somewhere?
Yep, going dancing.
Right. Nice.
Ain't that a coincidence? Linda's going dancing.
I wonder why that's a coincidence.
Hi, Lionel. long. Did I keep you waiting?
No, just got here. Let me help you.
Oh.
Right. She finally figured it out.
Oh.
And now it clicked.
Anything wrong, Ma?
Yeah.
For some reason, your father just popped into my mind.
Right. Archie's not too keen on interracial dating or marriage, anything really.
Lionel's got his arm around you, don't he?
Yeah.
When was this taken?
At the party we went to last week at Trudy's.
Okay.
Oh, Aunt Edith, would you please put the picture up in the bedroom for me?
I'll put it in your suitcase.
Right. So Archie don't see it.
I didn't know Linda and Lionel was dating.
Right.
Really dating, Ma. They just like to go dancing together.
Okay, that's fair.
It's just so strange. I guess I'm not used to it.
This was the 70s after all.
You all had the same skin, except some was clear and some had bumps.
Right. It's called segregation.
Was your father strict with you?
Probably.
The boy had to be kind and thoughtful.
And white.
How did Archie ever pass that test?
Well, Daddy died a year before.
Lucky you. Maybe lucky him.
Thoughtful and a gentleman. You're describing Lionel.
Right.
I am, ain't I?
That's true.
And she's leaving tomorrow, so he'll never know.
Right.
And relax. Michael's gonna do the dishes.
Volunteered, huh?
All right, well, we'll do them together.
Yeah, you wash and I'll watch.
There's that women's lib again. Oh no. She just put it down. Bet you Archie just walks in like pretty soon.
How is everybody in Baltimore? I think I hear him. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yep, there he is.
Why did the Irish farmer spray booze on his vegetables?
Oh boy, here we go.
You give up? He wanted to raise 2 tomatoes.
Wow.
What are you talking about? I'm looking after. I'm her Uncle Archie here.
Right? She's trying to get rid of the photo.
Tell Freddie she's having a wonderful time.
She's having a wonderful time.
You don't have to yell.
He's a good father, that guy. A real good one.
Right?
So nice to have a cute-looking relation around the house for a change. I like them Lulus on your side of the family. Do you mind if I sit down?
Maybe.
You're getting out of my way.
Maybe.
Get out of here!
That was pretty obvious.
What are you gawking at?
Right? Right?
I mean, no, here they are.
Wow. God dang, she moves fast.
What is wrong with you?
Right?
I thought you'd like it on this side for a change.
Okay.
Was it going to taste better on this side?
Maybe.
Sometimes I think you're coming unwrapped.
Ain't that interesting?
Right? Anything to keep him from seeing the picture. If you don't make it apparent, he won't notice it.
Feeling you anyhow. You ain't going through that change thing again.
We had a whole episode on that one.
So I want to tell you, if it happens again, you're going to the hospital this time. Hell with them groinecologists.
Gynecologist, right? They actually use real newspapers too. Click. He just had a light bulb moment.
What is this?
It's a picture of some people.
Right.
Tell me who the people are.
Right.
Linda and Lionel.
Okay.
What are Linda and Lionel doing?
They're sitting
Together
together.
on the couch!
What's wrong with that, Archie?
They're sitting together on the couch!
What's all the screaming about? What's going on?
This.
Yes.
And this is going on! Listen, this is Archie Bunker here, and I gotta talk to you right away.
This is gonna escalate pretty quick.
And it's important. You better haul it over here tutti sweet.
Tutti sweet.
Arch, why do you have to fight with him tonight? We gotta get some sleep.
Right?
For the millionth time, there's nothing wrong with Linda and Lionel going out together.
No.
Right?
Try and make our father believe that. What the hell am I talking about? Try and make me believe it.
They were raised in a different era.
Only dancing, wiggling, and jiggling up together like that?
Sometimes they're so far apart they don't look like they're together.
Right? That's true. This was the 70s, so.
Don't believe me? Look at the movies. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, Gene Kelly, and Rita Hayworth.
Okay.
Shirley Temple and Bill Robinson.
That's true.
Was before Shirley was old enough to know she was doing something wrong.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's when she started dancing with George Mayfield.
Oh. If God had intended white people to dance with colored people,
He'd have given us rhythm too.
That's funny.
For Pete's sakes, they're only dancing together.
Right?
Even if they were making it, so what?
what are you saying, Megan?
Making it.
Don't you say a word like that in this house. What? Making it. Shh.
This whole episode is gonna make Archie uncomfortable.
You sit down in your chair. Keep your yap shut.
She's like a puppy for him. Now that's Mr. Jefferson's brother.
I didn't order you on the phone. I ordered your brother.
Right.
Well, what you see is what you get.
They haven't found Mr. Jefferson yet, so.
I want to know what your family is going to do about him.
I want to know what your family is going to do about her.
Why didn't Lionel's father come over here?
You don't want to know the answer to that.
True.
He said he ain't never stepped into a hunky's household and he ain't about to start at the bottom of the heap.
Wow. Good. That's good.
Jefferson, I don't like that.
Right.
Said you wouldn't like it.
You don't have to like it. It is what it is.
You damn right it's got to stop. We don't want Lionel getting mixed up with no white girl.
Well, at least you guys are in agreement.
Uncle Henry, what are you doing here? Lionel, you got to come home this minute. Your father found it. I don't care who found it.
Oh.
I pull a plug on that. I want to see Lionel right now out in the kitchen.
Right.
If he's my nephew and he ain't gonna go, he's gonna
Wait a
leave.
minute. All right.
Chill.
Be cool, Uncle Henry. I'll be right back. Let's go, mister.
Yeah,
Right?
and you, Jefferson, ain't invited. Very disappointed in you, Lionel.
Okay.
I thought you was one of the good ones.
Oh. Yeah, look at that eyebrow raise.
I thought I was your friend. I mean, I have you into my house here, and I mean through the front door as well as the back.
Right.
And then you go and you do a thing like this. Thank you very much, Lionel.
Oh, you talking about me taking out Linda?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, you don't have to thank me for that, Mr. Bunker. I'll do it again, but she's leaving tomorrow.
Right.
It's very serious. You know what I'm saying to you.
Sure.
You guys ought to stick with yourselves.
Use guys.
You mean guys ought to stay with guys?
Oh. Well, nowadays.
I'm saying that whites ought to stay with whites, coloreds ought to stay with coloreds.
Okay. Wow.
Look, Mr. Bunker, it's been a year and a half now since we moved into this neighborhood.
Here we go.
I was just 19 then, and I got a big kick out of you and me for a long time.
Right.
But I'm pushing 21 now, and I'm not getting that bigger kick out of it anymore.
Right.
Now, we've been friends, and we can go on being friends.
Right.
But when it comes to black and white and all the other wonderful thoughts you have in between,
Right.
put a lid on that, Archie.
Good. Good job.
Your fault for raising that boy so submissive.
Don't you call him boy, Bunker.
Right.
I mean, boy.
And so Lionel and I went dancing. It's no big deal.
Right.
What would your father say if he heard about this?
Dad wouldn't mind.
Okay.
What a terrible thing to say about your father and my brother.
I go out with anybody I want to.
Now,
Okay.
You don't know anything about my father's house. You haven't seen Daddy for years.
Okay.
Uncle Archie, 4 kids have grown up in that house.
Right.
since he was 8 years old, he always wanted to be like me, and he was like me, and he's still like me.
Okay.
He doesn't care what color a person's skin is. And he's not 8 years old anymore.
Right.
You got a lot to learn, boy.
Boy.
I don't mean boy.
I don't mean boy, I mean just boy.
If they want to mix up the races, let them.
Right.
But we're going to keep ours pure.
That's racist.
No more of that cream into the coffee, right?
Whew, okay.
Why don't you tell that to Mr. Bump? You two got a lot in common anyway.
Right.
You better listen to your uncle here. It's the first time I knew him that he made any sense.
If you don't learn to keep your mouth shut, we ain't never going to get rid of the pollution.
Oh.
So you ain't getting away before you hear the last word I got to say to you.
Right.
Get out of my house.
He's out of your house.
You don't have to worry about her. She knows where she's at.
Right.
Well, where have you been?
Outside.
All I have to say to you, Uncle Archie, is good night.
Right.
Well, that ain't no all. We're going to have a little talk, you and me.
Nope.
Good night, Uncle Archie.
She handled that well. Oh boy.
Don't say nothing to me. You ain't got no control over the goings on in this house.
Yeah, okay.
I want to thank you for taking such good care of my little girl.
Nice.
Well, sounds like a nice guy, Arch. He's one member of your family I'd like to meet.
I'd like you to meet him, too.
Right.
I'd like you to move in with him.
And that is it. Let's talk about it. Alright guys, so that was a very interesting episode. It was just about as long as any other episode. It was filled with laughter, which makes it a little bit shorter on my end, but I think that I can talk to you guys about the context of this and kind of make it even. So yes, it is very interesting that Lionel and Archie's niece are not necessarily dating, but they went out a couple of times, which isn't really a big deal nowadays, at least. So it's just kind of funny because back in the 70s, you still had the stuff from Jim Crow in the 60s, and not everyone was used to the change. So Archie finds out by a picture that Edith was supposed to bring up, but didn't. So we can technically blame Edith for this one, but without her, we wouldn't have half the fun that we usually do, and we learned that in later seasons. So yes, it's pretty funny that Archie still is upset about it. Of course, and this is no excuse by any means, but he was raised in a different generation, if you will, where, you know, calling people boy or the N-word or, you know, the segregation thing was a commonplace in his time, and things are change is hard for people, especially necessary change like this one is harder for people who grew up with it and aren't used to the change. I mean, I'm not sympathizing with him whatsoever. I'm just saying I can understand that, yeah, it's kind of hard to go from the way things were to the way things are. You know, understandable, but still not right, obviously, but it's very funny because Lionel, for the last 2 seasons before this one, was always just kind of joking around, messing with Archie, having fun with him being a dumb, racist, bigot, and just making fun of it under his nose. But now he's tired of it, and I understand completely. He said he was, 21, almost 22 or something like that. It was funny when he was, 18, 19, but it's been too long, and the jokes run out and is no longer funny. And I mean, to me, it's still funny, mind you, but the whole him not getting over it, this was a necessary tipping point for not only Archie, but for Lionel. And that is necessary because there's no growth, and if there's no growth, then the thing withers and dies. So Archie needed this little lesson in his life, and you will start to see him kind of, and we have seen him grow a little bit since the Jeffersons have moved in. We haven't seen Mr. Jefferson yet, but since the Jeffersons have moved in, he's kind of calmed down on the racial tone. Not completely, but he has toned it down. I will give him that much. But this was a necessary tipping point, and it makes Archie a little more aware of his surroundings, if you will. So he's going to start to become less racist, probably still bigoted, but he's going to tone it down a little bit because of this conversation, and I appreciate that there is some kind of character growth, and that every character in this series isn't just a one-note player, including Archie, who is probably the biggest one-note player because he is the hardest-headed and the most stubborn to change. Moving on from this, it gets pretty good. There are a few episodes that I still like. There are a few episodes that are coming up that I personally like some of the most, beyond Sammy, which we had a couple episodes ago. Where we're getting to is pretty good, and then sadly it just kind of does more of the same. But from here on out, for at least the next like 2 or 3 seasons, it gets pretty good. So with that being said, I do love this episode. It's a very good episode. It's not my favorite episode, but it is very good. I like that the niece kind of said, the only thing that I'm going to say to that is good night. She didn't want to get into it with him, which is, kind of the proper, more respectful thing, instead of just slapping him with, your result of your time thing on him. All I can say is good night. And that was it. So I kind of respect her for that. I kind of respect her for not jumping on Archie and trying to really change him. Change is up to the person. So all in all, a good episode. I do like the context of this episode compared to one of the last episodes where Archie had his best friend's girlfriend or wife over, and that was more of a, ooh, that's just drama. At least this one had more of a fun tone to it, because Archie really does play better in the racial bigot thing than he does with the possible adultery thing. But with that being said, again, very funny episode. I liked it a lot. If you guys liked this episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Again, I know I say this a lot, but you're not going to hurt my feelings about it. I hardly ever check anymore. If you guys have any comments, let me know down in the description. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this episode. And yes, if you guys have noticed that the quality of the video has gone down a little bit, I'm not doing 4K right now. I'm doing 1080p-S just to try and check things out. But if you didn't notice, you didn't notice. So let me know if you noticed any difference in the quality of the video, being that, pixelation or clarity or whatever. It's just something I'm playing around with to see if anyone, one really notices a difference between the 4K and the 1080p-S. That's what the Sony runs on. It has like 3 different modes, like 1080p, 1080p-S, and 4K. So 4K is a bigger file, and it takes a lot longer to edit. And of course, they've been hitting me with really silly copyright stuff. Even after I got the video cleared, they came back and hit me on one of the All in the Families again. And so I'm trying to cut my time in half on waiting for the upload, so hopefully you guys understand that. But if you do like these videos, you can also go back and watch all of them. There will be a card at the end with All in the Family and Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is the other series that I'm doing on Fridays. Most appreciate if you guys would hit the subscribe button.
Don't worry about it. You're still in good shape. All you got to do is just tap it in. Just tap it in now.
Because that helps not only me reach my goals. I'm looking to get to the 500 mark, and then of course the 1,000 mark. So if everyone that watches this video hits the subscribe button, that would help out a lot. So with that being said, I do want to thank you guys for getting this far in the video. Of course, I do want to thank all of my subscribers, and we will see you next time. Peace.